Good morning, everyone. We'll now begin our Hundok for the sixth day of the first day of the 40-day condition. This being Wednesday, the 17th of February, or the 6th of January, in 9th year of Chongal Guk. So we'll begin by offering our Kyombe. So let's begin. Chariot, Kyombe, Haro. And we'll begin with the family pledge, both in Korean and in English. So I'd like to ask Reverend Yutaka to lead us in the Korean. Thank you.
가정 멘트 6. 전국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 주시오. 하늘 본과 참 부모님의 계신 가정으로서 천을 이기는 가정이 되어 하늘의 법을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완수할 것을 맹세하나이다.
And also in English, the family pledge number 6. Our family, the owner of Chongal-guk, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. Thank you. And I'd like to ask Daniel Meadows if he could offer the opening prayer for us.
Join me in prayer. Dearest beloved Heavenly Parents of heaven and earth, we're so grateful as we come together, centering upon you on this 6th day of January in the Chongal calendar. We really pray, Heavenly Parents, that as we receive your words now from True Mother's autobiography and from our regional director, Reverend Yutaka, we really pray that you'll be able to inspire us, to guide us, and that we'll be able to really use your words and for inspiration for this coming day and this coming week. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parents. Today is Heavenly Parents' birthday. We really pray we may attend them in our hearts and physically through Zoom. I pray, Heavenly Parents and True Parents, that we can really unite together with our True Mother. Thank you so much for these brothers and sisters gathered here in fellowship. May we unite centering upon you and really receive your words now. I pray and report in all of our names and in my name and the Meadows, that the Meadows of the Central family are Jew.
Jew. Thank you, Daniel. So now I'd like to ask Reverend Yutaka to lead us in Hundok. So let's begin. Need to unmute yourself, Reverend Yutaka, sorry.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So thank you for coming today, the morning Hundok day. So today is True Parents' holy birthday. So really we welcome today's this day. And also one more thing, today in the Solomon Island, actually Solomon Island will offer the one new school to heavenly parents and true parents today. So today is the Sonhak school opening ceremony together with Minister of Education and together with also VIP in Solomon Island. So really Solomon Island brothers and sisters totally invest and really put Johnson, and also many of our brothers and sisters also always Johnson and support there. So I hope today Solomon Island opening ceremony also we wish it is going well. So please pray for our Solomon Island brothers and sisters. Thank you. So today also let's start. So yesterday we had also many of our brothers and sisters sharing about true parents or true fathers experience. So I think each of you have a special experience. So those moments is important. How you felt when you meet true father or true mother, and those events prepared together. So this kind of experience or this kind of moment you spend together is really precious time. And I want to ask one more thing. You have many kind of experience with true parents. Then you can see how you saw our true father. Maybe true father did like this, true mother like this. You have many kind of feeling or many kind of view from your side. But in the same time, when true father or when true mother spend the time with you, then what kind of heart or what kind of things he try to show you or try to give you or try to tell you or message through fishing together or through preparing the event. Almost true parents is kind of crash, fall down, really cannot stand, and also go to the Brazil, go to also Canberra, or several places to Marshall Island. To father just come to Marshall Island to fish one fish and quickly went to another country. So when we see the true father's action or time together, then really in that moment, what he tried to tell you, what he tried to share you. So if you can find this heart together, then really that moment is not only just the memory with him, but in the same time, you can really gain more deep heart or deep message. Then through those kind of experience or their artistic connection, our relationship between our heavenly parents, true parents, and myself and yourself, this relationship become more deeper and deeper. So I think our all elder brothers and sisters, you have a many experience also through parents. And our younger generation, our younger leaders, and our second generation, you will have more time with true mother. So this is also the same things. When you meet true mother in the Korea, in also the UPA, or in the champion or several place, how true mother try to give the message to you. So always we try to find the next one more step inside of their heart. What kind of message, what kind of love, what kind of wish they try to give. When we pray deeply and understand this point, then our artistic connection with true parents become more deeper. So let's really try. Today is also a good day, our holy true parents' holy birthday. So when we see our true parents, we can remind again and again and pray deeply also. So today's content is going to the 2012, when true father is going to the spiritual world, how true mother spend the time with him. So let's see together. Into his 70s, Father Moon could handle this physically, but in his last decade, it would wear him out, and he would end up with a cold or worse. Of course, he would ignore the symptoms. And then during the summer of 2012, he caught a deep chest cold that was particularly alarming. We should have gone to the hospital immediately, but he kept postponing it, saying over and over, "We can go after this is done." So that moment, 2012 summertime, July and also August time, how much True Father was serious. Maybe you are remembering that kind of the providence. We are totally invested how to fulfill Chanilkuk, how to welcome the Foundation Day 2013. Totally, we are always talking about 2013 providence. Surely we offer the Chanilkuk, we will establish the Foundation Day. That's why that time the slogan was that life and death determination and total investment, and also let's offer the best result in our whole life in this earth. Through further centering on this slogan, totally he pushed himself and leading the whole providence. That's why True Father was really serious, and our all brothers and sisters also work together to fulfill that providence that time. Eventually, the decision was non-negotiable. He had to go to the hospital. His body was already in a very fragile state. He was hospitalized for a short time, but as soon as his medical examinations were finished, he stubbornly insisted on being discharged. We tried to persuade him to stay longer, but he wouldn't listen. Everyone know about True Father's character. When True Father spent the time a day, he made a really clear schedule. Kind of already schedule was written. When we buy the things in the shop, all contents is coming in the receipt. Like that, True Father's whole schedule is decided as a detail, even 1 minute or 1 moment. That's why now coming to reach the heavenly providence limitation or limited time, during that period, True Father cannot compromise the situation. That kind of serious time, who can convince or who can talk with True Father? When you are standing beside of True Father, what do you think? Really, do you think, are you possible to convince the True Father? Please stay to the hospital more. Please take a rest more. You already spent the time many times with True Father. You know his character. Once he determine or he decide, never change. Continuously going to fulfill even until going to die. That kind of True Father's character, investment, and seriousness. So if we stay beside of True Father, how we can convince or talk to True Father? That kind of really serious situation. I still have a lot of work to do. I can't just sit here in hospital, he said, scolding the people who advised him to stay. There was no choice but discharge him. That was August 12, 2012. We arrived home, and all of a sudden, he said, "I want to have breakfast sitting opposite you, Oma." The members who heard this weren't sure they heard him right, because I always sat next to my husband during meals, not facing him. So True Father always calling and telling that I still have a lot of work to do. I can't just sit here in hospital, scolding the staff, scolding to the many people, continuously Father is going this way. But that day was different. During that time when True Mother saw True Father just always supporting and assisted, even True Mother tried to stop him, convince him, but True Father also insisting, But in that day, August 12, 2012, Father said, I want to have breakfast sitting opposite you, Amma. So that time, True Father's message, True Father's talking to True Mother or stuff was different. So can you imagine the August 12th or around that time? Even we know True Father went to the hospital, but nobody imagined True Father was the critical situation or just difficult situation. Maybe temporarily he was a little bit sick, but maybe after take a rest few days, he can recover again and he can continue to all providence again. Because every morning he did the fundok, even his body is difficult, but he never show his difficulty, continuously telling the strong message, encouraging message, and guide our all members. That's why even that day, even through Father, share those kind of message, but many member kind of wondering why to Father today is really different. Maybe Mother also thought today is something different, but what's happened? So that day, True Father asked True Mother to sit opposite to the True Mother's table and to facing each other to eat the meal. And then, when the food was served, my husband seemed uninterested in eating. He just gazed at me as if he were trying to engrave my face in his heart. I smiled and placed a spoon in his hand and something from the side dishes on his plate. These vegetables are delicious, so take your time to eat, I said. When Trumada always staying and spend time beside of him, that's why she can feel today's Trufada's heart, Trufada's feeling, and Trufada's situation. And during that time, also she also tried to comfort him and also support him and also try to eat together. And also she felt Trufada try to see some new things from Trumada to try to engrave her heart to his heart deeply. We can see those small moments together with Trufada and Trumada. The next day, the sun was unusually strong, even for midsummer. In the oppressive heat, Father Moon toured parts of our Chongwon complex on the shore of Champion Lake, accompanied by an oxygen tank larger than himself. Upon his return to our home, Cheonjong-gung, he asked me to bring a voice recorder. With the recorder in his hand, he fell into deep thought for 10 minutes, and then, little by little, began recording his thoughts. He started that when we transcend the history of the fall and return to the original Garden of Eden, following only God, we can then move in the direction of the kingdom of heaven. He also proclaimed that we can restore nations through fulfilling the mission of guiding our tribes. It was a soliloquy and prayer that embraced the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. Everything has been accomplished. I offer everything to heaven. He said in closing, everything has been brought to its consummation, completion, and conclusion. So that time, the last prayer, maybe everyone watched the video. So today I prepared a video I want to show. So I will just close one time, then I will open again.
오늘의 최종적인 완성에 들어간 여자 아버지 앞에 돌려드리사오니 제가의 한심을 아버지 앞에 받은 걸 알고 있사오니 그 뜻대로 이제는 모든 생을 정리하는 시간을 정성들의 정리하는 시간을 갖춰가지고 정적으로 몇 시간이 국가를 대표해서는 이길만 되어 그 일을 다 이뤘다. 아주.
So this is short prayer. Maybe one more time. Let's watch again.
오늘의 최종적인 완성에 들어간 여자 아버지 앞에 돌려드리사오니 제가의 한심을 아버지 앞에 받은 걸 알고 있사오니 그 뜻대로 이제는 모든 생을 정리하는 시간을 정성들의 정리하는 시간을 갖춰가지고 정적으로 몇 시간이 국가를 대표해서는 이길만 되어 그 일을 다 이뤘다. 아주.
So True Father, really until last moment, really thinking our heavenly parents and really nation, how to really restore nation. True Father cherished hope is even one day, even single day, he want to stay in the Choniguk before going to the spiritual world. But until last day, he couldn't see the substantial Choniguk, and finally he offered a prayer and he went to the spiritual world. So this one last prayer, how much he put all his wishes to the prayer, to our all blessed family, all people, and together to put the all wishes to our True Mother. Because True Mother know how much True Father is seriously invested, fulfill really God's dream, God's vision, and to establish the one nation. That's why last moment, when True Mother stay with True Father, she is the one who really can deeply understand the True Father's heart. And True Father also know she is the one who can understand everything, and he is the one who can carry on everything behalf of True Father. This turned out to be True Father's final prayer. With it, he brought his life to a close. Breathing with some difficulty for a moment, he squeezed my hand tightly. Mother, thank you. Mother, please take care of everything. I'm so sorry, and I'm truly grateful, he said, struggling to get the words out again and again. He said those same words. I held his hand more and more firmly, and with warm words and loving eyes, holding back the tears, I reassured him that everything would be all right. Don't worry about anything. True Father said to True Mother, thank you, Mother. Please take care of everything. I'm so sorry, and I'm truly grateful. True Father as the Messiah, True Father as the True Father, they are leading the whole providence in the central figure in the world for our heavenly parents. But in the last moment when he is going to the spiritual world, he dearly tell to True Mother, please take care of everything. And also, I'm sorry and I'm truly grateful. This one word, this one sentence is really, really deep message. Take care of everything. Everything is what is everything. He now have to go to spiritual world. That's why one side of his heart, he feel he is so sorry to True Mother because he have to give everything. he have to ask everything to True Mother to carry on. But in the same time, because True Mother is there, that's why he can go to spiritual world truly grateful heart, and he can go to spiritual world to work from the spiritual world, and True Mother carry on everything, and he will lead the providence on the earth. So True Mother also, she understood True Father's wishes and heart. So also Mother said, everything would be all right. Please don't worry about anything. On September 3, 2012, my husband, Reverend Dr. Sang-Myung Moon, ascended into God's embrace. He was 93 years old by the Korean way of counting, and was laid to rest in the Ponyangwon, which means the garden in the original hometown, beside a pond on Mount Johnson. I have often slipped into deep thought, gazing at the moon rising above Mount Johnson. I cut it down with a jade axe and trimmed it with a gold axe to build a small cottage where I attend my mother and father. I want to live with them forever. I repeat this poem to myself over and over. So this is the last part. When True Mother spent the time and the last moment on September 3, 2012, True Father went to the spiritual world, and there was True Father's Somfa ceremony. So during True Father's whole lifetime, True Mother is the one who stayed together more than 50 years just beside of True Father from the early morning until the end, almost all day, every day for 24 hours. True Mother stayed together with True Father. So we really saw many things from the providence centering on the True Father, and how True Father is leading the providence. But in the same time, beside of True Father, always True Mother was there. And True Mother also working together with the whole providence with True Father. That's why when we see our True Father, when we see our True Mother, we have to feel again, we have to think again, really what was True Father's feeling and really heart, and what was Mother's feeling and also her heart. So the ending time of True Father's life, we can see the whole providence. Then really, what kind of wishes True Father have that time to each of us? We can remember that moment. Maybe all of us, each of us went to the champion that time and spend the time to Somfa ceremony together with our all brothers and sisters and the all blessed families. So True Mothers understand the feeling. You can see the final word. I want to stay together with father and mother forever. This kind of the Korean old folk song. Wishing, I don't need anything. Just I want to spend the time with the person who I love. Love together. This kind of feeling, this kind of longing heart, this kind of loving heart, and the missing heart. True Mother is only just feeling and only had this kind of heart and working together until now. Until last moment, I want to fulfill our Heavenly Parents' dream, Heavenly Parents' wish, our True Father's wish, and True Father's dream. That's why just immediately after Somfa ceremony, True Mother proclaimed that now is the time. We have to go forward without stopping. And he started to lead the providence. That's why today we read about True Father's Song for Ceremony, that moment, last moment of True Father's life. So how and what kind of heart True Father had that time, and he went to the spiritual world, and what kind of wishes he really asked us and wish us to continue, inherit, and carry on behalf of True Father and to support True Mother. We need to remind again, reflect again, and we have to determine to go forward. Especially today is the True Parents' Holy Birthday. We can remember again when True Father was born in 1920, what kind of life he had spent in this world. And True Mother was born also 1943. What kind of life she was started and came until this moment. So when you join today's True Parents' Holy Birthday, not only just a celebration, but in the same time, please also talk with True Father and talk with True Mother in your heart and conversation with them. True Father, how are you today? True Mother, how are you today? How about your feeling today? What kind of experience do you have today? Then our communication and our feeling become closer and closer and closer. So today is a great day. Let's really celebrate our True Parents' Holy Birthday, and let's make a great day today. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka. And everyone, I'd like you to, if you turn to your gallery view, if you do it on your own, that way you can see everyone. So really, this was reminded me of many things. I was reminded of my time at Jardim, where I saw Father in a couple of personal moments, because those that have been to Jardim, Father was in a small house at the end of all the buildings, and you go over there and there's a lot of parrots, just wild parrots flying around, and these parrots would come, macaws, those big macaw parrots. They would come and sit right next to Father, even go onto Father's shoulder. And I remember going there and seeing Father and Mother having breakfast together. Father's holding Mother's hand, the parrot's on his shoulder, and Father's just looking into Mother's eyes, and it was such an intimate, personal moment, that I felt like almost intruding in their love somehow, but I was really happy to see them like that. And so I had that experience of the deep love that Father and Mother have for each other, and also come to us. And the other experience I had was, Father is an old man. I mean, I was there in 2000. I mean, Father passed away in 2012. He was only 80, but I remember one moment, there's the stage area in Jardim, and there was like 4 or 5 steps that Father had to go up and down to get onto the stage. And I was up at the very front row, and very, very close to Father as he's coming down the steps. And there's only just one other person with him coming down the steps, just holding his arm and guiding him down the steps. And then Father just halfway along the steps just stopped. And I thought, oh, what's going on? And he just stopped. He put it's like his whole body stopped, like his spirit went somewhere for a moment. And even the spittle from his mouth started to come out, and you could see it beginning to fall, and it didn't actually fall, but it's just extended down, you know, about 3 or 4 centimeters, and Father was in this deep other place, and then he regained himself, you know, sucked up the spittle and then continued on as if nothing happened. And I always remember that time of thinking, wow, you know, God at any moment, you know, really connects to Father so much, so that Father, you know, goes into this deep meditation. I don't know what happened or what it meant. I just came, was overwhelmed by how fragile his body is, and that when he spirit goes somewhere, the body just sort of collapses, but then the spirit comes back, and it seems that it comes back even stronger than it was before, you know, like can you know, punch through a mountain or something. You know, I was just overwhelmed with the contrasts that I saw in Jardim of Father, you know, the love, the strength, and you know, and the fragileness. So when listening to this, and you know, it just reminded me of that time, Father's great love for Mother, you know, just wanting to engrave her face into his heart, and wanting to, you know, really share with the members, you know, that, you know, it's us that have the responsibility now as heavenly tribal messiahs, you know, to really go forward. And Mother pledged to Father that she would do it, and every time I hear that, it sort of rekindles myself, you know, need to pledge, you know, so that we don't let our true parents down, or let our heavenly parent down, that we really invest ourselves. So thank you. I'd like to open it up for anyone that like to make a comment. Yeah, well, Doug, we got people pointing. Doug is saying offering to Mr. Arai first. So, Mr. Arai.
Good morning, and thank you, Reverend Takas. I think artistic, it's teaching and preparation. We truly thanks. And just I remember I visited 2012 3 times to Korea. So February, it's two parents, it's a holy birthday, and July is a 10 days international workshop, and also Summa ceremony 3 times. Then just I pick up July, it's summer 2012. When we had quite many Australian brothers and attended 10 days workshop, and thereafter started 2-3 days to Father backed from Las Vegas. Then nighttime, to Father give a speech. Then that time, I didn't know True Father was serious ill. Then, but it was a long talk. I can't remember what True Father said. But after that, I was so keen that time, True Father's health. Then after finish, True Father started to walk like Abochi Road. Then we rushed into, and I went very close as possible. I took 4 or 5 shots, and I saw that photo. Just John mentioned Father was fragile. Like that, it was incredible. Father, the skin is dark, and how Father can live such a condition. Then as really it's father getting it's difficult. But next day, father give a talk to other region, and I had 11 hours. Then next day, Oceana and I think joined with other South America team. We are called. Then we prepare our suit and necktie. We're going to attend, but suddenly it's changed. It's postponed. Then I heard mother stopped because father is having trouble. Like also that time and summer in Korea, but winter in Australia. Then I pick up winter. It's a cold to Korea. Then I pick up also Cheonpyeong flu. I have double. Then nearly 3 months I couldn't stop all day. But then I understand father is it's more than that. Described deep chest cold. Father cannot stop, and also mother stopped. But at that condition, father gave us 10 hours, 11-hour talk. It is incredible. And then Reverend Itaka said how not only we can see father, how can father think to us? It's then it is not so easy, father. But I think father wants to, even such a difficult, father really wants to talk, and such hard. I all remember, and incredible. We thanks the father's hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Arai. So we had Douglas, if you like to go next. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Reverend Yutaka and John. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy True Parents Birthday. The reading this morning began with a review of suffering, and at 70 years of age, Mother talked about Father being more challenged by it, So in what I wanted to say is something to do about 50. 50 must represent the 5 fallen figures in Genesis. So for many years, True Parents worked with the number 50. The first time I really saw it was he spoke about 50 days of preparation before he met with Kim Il-sung. And that was from October 14th to December 6th in 1991 when he met him. And then another time when, a most important time, it represented ending the suffering of mankind in the world, where he used it at the coronation of God as King and True Parent. He did a 50 days speaking tour on that. And then everyone went out again and multiplied those 50 city tours for the next year. But, in 1996, one of the reasons why I have so much confidence in the future with True Mother's Providence is because it seemed like we were going nowhere under all the persecution for such a long period of time. And then True Mother founded the WFWP in '92, and results started coming in a very powerful way. Connections were made with many, many powerful people. And then it amplified when True Family Values was published in 1996, So that was written by Reverend Junyoung Park. I saw him write it because I lived in his house and I drove him for 3 years, and I had a chance to be at many events through that. but the you could feel the momentum building as mother was doing all this work, and with the clear understanding through true family values that the American ministers were then receiving. So many of them came to True Parents and apologized for not understanding True Parents earlier. They even claimed that, well, you sent us, I think, 20,000 tapes in America in 1985, and they were only on my shelf. I never looked at them, you know. But now I understand through true family values how important you are, what you're doing. And so they asked Reverend Moon, if you give us a chance, please come to our churches and we will welcome you, you know. And so that's really coming from almost going nowhere to having this happen was extremely profound. So True Father used 50 states, and that's what I thought it was, but it's actually 50 days. I'm not sure exactly when in the time it was used, but he did 50 cities in a row, 50 states, 50 churches. And he exhausted himself in that period of time, you know. He would be meeting from morning to night with VIPs in the churches, traveling to each church, speaking. And then at the very end, he concluded the tour with a speech at the University of Bridgeport, you know. So I think this might have been the 51st speech, or even maybe 52nd, maybe over and above the 50 churches that he spoke at. And in that speech, as he spoke at the University of Bridgeport, his tongue was cramping. His speech was inaudible, you know. You had to read the words to understand what he was saying, and he was still speaking, you know. And it was very, very hard watching this, you know, because it was sad, you know, that True Father had to work so hard. And it was kind of alarming, you know, to see that could happen, you know. And then at the end of the speech, he got into the elevator and he got stuck in the elevator, you know, for 2 hours. They couldn't get True Father out of the elevator, you know, which was a phenomenon, you know. So we were just waiting outside. I don't know if that's my own mind, and I imagine it was 2 hours, but it seemed like a very long time, you know. And the amazing thing is that during that time, Reverend Junyoung Park was inside the elevator with him, and True Father was prophesying, you know. And I can never forget on driving home, and Junyoung Park is telling me the prophecy he just got from True Father, you know. And this is the prophecy. And it has to do with my enthusiasm for believing so much in True Mother's providence that we can do amazing things in short periods of time. Inside that elevator, True Father prophesied, and you never hear this from anyone, but it's true. And you can ask Junyoung Park himself, he would know, or Insubnim, he mightn't even know. But True Father prophesied that in 50 years' time, 2/3 of all the national leaders and presidents of countries in the world will be members of the Unification Church. Did you hear me? That's amazing. That's a very clear prophecy. That was 1996, and that would be 2046. Within that 50-year period, things are going to change so dramatically, so powerfully, that of all the world nations, 2/3 of those nations will be led by members, by presidents who have membership with the Unification Church, you know. And that sticks with me. I never really forget that, you know. And it just gives me so much confidence and inspiration. But one more thing, I opened this up by saying to everyone, Merry Christmas. I really mean that, because one other experience on True Parents Day was in the late 70s. I woke up one morning at the Hotel New Yorker, and I just felt I have to say Merry Christmas. So I said, Merry Christmas, to the people coming and going in the lobby downstairs. And just wanted to accentuate what a great day it is and such a celebration. And so I said Merry Christmas to 3 or 4 people that passed by. And then one sister turned around and she said, you should not say that. And rebuked me, So I said, well, I continued quietly, Merry Christmas. And we were going to see True Father begin his True Parents Day speech at 9 a.m. The very first words out of True Father's mouth is, when you woke up this morning, the first words out of your mouth should have been, Merry Christmas. And that True Father said that, and I was going, that was so amazing. And it is our Christmas, and we should really understand it as that. If you even go to the pictures of Vision 2020 in the front of the temple, there are 2 Christmas trees, and it's quite actually impressive, because we're celebrating the birth on the same day of True Father and True Mother, and does Christmas get better? And just to close it up, as an American, I searched for a picture of 2 Christmas trees for a long, long time, and this is where I found it. That's the Lincoln bedroom of the White House. And there's a long story to that too, but it's, I love Christmas and I love True Parents' birthday. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Thank you. We got time. Actually, we don't have time. We'll just go straight into doing our 7-minute prayer. So I'll just share the screen and we will begin. All right, let's begin. Oops. Adieu. Thank you, everyone. And let's have a great celebration of our true parents' birthday. Let's make it a Merry Christmas. Thank you, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Adieu.